A passenger plane crashed in India during takeoff from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, local media reported. The incident occurred near Meghani Nagar, a densely populated area of Ahmedabad. Around 240 passengers on board when the plane crashed into a residential area. Details have not been released yet. However, according to initial reports, the Air India plane's attempt to take off failed. The scale of the accident is believed to be serious. Rescuers are working at the scene. Officials have not yet made any statements about the incident.
आग लगी बस्ती में।
पेपर में आओगे શું વાત કરે?
Protests over federal immigration enforcement raids and President Donald Trump's move to mobilize the National Guard and Marines in Los Angeles are spreading nationwide and are expected to continue into the weekend. According to Associated Press, while many demonstrations against the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency have been peaceful, with marchers chanting slogans and carrying signs, others have led to clashes with police, hundreds of arrests and the use of chemical irritants to disperse crowds. Activists say they will hold even larger demonstrations in the coming days, with "No Kings" events across the country on Saturday to coincide with Trump's planned military parade in Washington, D.C. The Trump administration said immigration raids and deportations will continue regardless. Hundreds of protesters marched through downtown Seattle Wednesday evening to a federal building where immigration cases are heard, with some dragging a dumpster nearby and setting it on fire. The building was covered in graffiti, with "Abolish ICE Now" written in large letters across its front window. Some protesters moved electric bikes and cones to block its entrance. Dozens of officers squared off with protesters near the federal building, with some shooting pepper spray. Officers worked to move the crowd away from the federal building, with some protesters throwing fireworks and rocks at officers, according to the Seattle Police Department. Protests that sprang up in Los Angeles over immigration enforcement raids and prompted President Donald Trump to mobilize National Guard troops and Marines have begun to spread across the country, with more planned into the weekend. According to Associated Press in Chicago, a small crowd gathered Tuesday outside immigration court in downtown and called for an end to Trump administration immigration sweeps and military presence in California. The group then marched through downtown streets drumming and chanting, "No more deportations." At one point in the march a car was seen speeding through the crowds walking on the street. It was not immediately known if there were any injuries. While many were peaceful, some have resulted in clashes with law enforcement as officers made arrests and used chemical irritants to disperse crowds. Activists are planning more and even larger demonstrations in the coming days, with "No Kings" events across the country on Saturday to coincide with Trump's planned military parade through Washington. The Trump administration said it would continue its program of raids and deportations despite the protests. ICE will continue to enforce the law, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem posted Tuesday on social media.